All right. Thanks everybody for joining the call with Nick Tarburton today. As always, if you'd like to ask a question, please use the raise hand feature. Keep yourself muted and unmute yourself when you're going to ask your question. And wait till you're called on, please. Start with Tyler Donahue.
Hey, good morning, Nick. How are you?
Good morning. How you doing? Doing well.
Great. Every time I get a chance to chat, I feel like I lead off with the same question. How are you feeling physically, and what have you proven to yourself through 9 games of being on the field and delivering on the field?
Yeah, honestly, my body feels really good. I've been taking full advantage of all the recovery opportunities we get, and also just at myself, trying to recover as much as I can. I feel really good. As far as proving to myself, I'm just happy that I'm able to be in the position I am. Going on to the 10th game now, feeling healthy.
Rich Scarcella.
Morning, Nick. How was the challenge of getting more snaps Saturday without Jesse, and how would you evaluate the way Zarya and some of the younger ends did?
Yeah, obviously losing a guy, and especially a guy like Jesse, puts a lot of stress on us, and especially with Maryland's. They ran I don't know if you guys could tell, but their tempo was really quick. It was tough to deal with that, but we dealt well with it. I thought Zarya stepped up in a big way, did his job, and also made plays, which was really good to see, and that's just only going to help improve our depth at defensive end.
Joseph Giuliano.
Good morning, Nick. You guys did a good job of holding down Maryland. Why were you able to shut down their running game Saturday?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing and emphasis all week was just controlling the line of scrimmage, and just reading our keys and not stepping out of the framework of the defense. And we felt if we did that, we'd be able to shut them down, and like obviously we did.
Tyler.
Yeah, Nick, you mentioned Zarya stepping up, and we talked, I think, back in August about him making that transition from linebacker to defensive end like you have. How much has he grown since, let's say, the start of preseason camp to where we are now in November?
Yeah, no, I'd say without a doubt, you can tell he's getting better each and every week. Whether that's in one-on-ones, whether it's just his footwork, his technique. Like you start to see him really molding into the player that he's going to be one day, and he's definitely a special player with a ton of upside. You can see him continually to get better each week.
Rich.
Nick, obviously Michigan's offense is much different than Maryland's. What kind of challenges does Michigan present, and also are they similar to any of the teams that you have faced so far this season?
I think if I'm not mistaken, Michigan has one of the top rushing attacks in the whole in all of college football. I think they're top 10 or something like that. Obviously, that's going to be a huge point of emphasis for us. Is stopping the run game, getting them to third and long, third and uncomfortable, and just making them uncomfortable as a whole. And like I said before, each week our goal was to, own the line of scrimmage, dominate the line of scrimmage, and that's something we're going to have to do each week. So.
Joe Smeltzer.
So you were a redshirt in 2019, the last time Michigan came to Beaver Stadium for that whiteout game. How exciting is it for you now to be playing a bigger role as Michigan comes in, and after what last year was like, being able to play a team like Michigan, a game that people around the country, college football fans, look forward to in front of 100,000 people plus at Beaver Stadium, which is the way it should be.
Yeah, obviously I'm super excited for the opportunity, but each and every week we approach it the same, as it's a 1-0 mentality, as we like to say. But as looking upon it, I'm just super excited for the opportunity, and just really can't wait.
Joseph Giuliano.
Nick, how would you describe the play of the defensive line as a whole? You guys have filled in for some injured guys, and how do you feel that the unit has played lately?
Yeah, I think obviously losing a couple of key guys, especially a guy like PJ. We kind of had to start to kind of find our identity again. Gel back together. I think right now we're one of the closest units that I've ever been a part of. I think we're playing for each other. I think we have each other's back. And I think, with that, you're going to win a lot of games when you're playing for the guy you got next to you in the trenches. So I think each and every day we just continuing to grow relationships and just, as a whole, just trying to get better each and every day.
Tyler?
Yeah, AK got another sack on Saturday. It seems like every Big Ten game he seems to get at least one. Have you been? I mean, can you speak on the consistency that he has brought at the position and really what this pickup has meant for Penn State, getting him on board as a transfer?
Yeah, obviously AK was a huge pickup for us, and he fit right in right away. Not only is he contributing on the field, but he's also just a great person, funny guy, a great dude to hang around. But as a whole, he was a great fit, just for our defense, our scheme, how he plays. As a whole, him as a person in general, it's just been an awesome, pickup for us. And he's just benefited us in so many ways.
Alexis Yoder?
Nick, Coach Franklin always talks about winning the turnover battle and how important it is to win the turnover battle against teams like Michigan and like Michigan State in a couple of weeks. What's the importance of forcing those kind of turnovers that kind of switch the momentum of the game, especially like how we saw against Maryland with Tig getting the pick six and even you getting one against Wisconsin? What's the importance of forcing turnovers?
Yeah, it's crucial in a game. Like you said, it's a huge momentum swing. It's a play. They're plays that change the game as a whole, and we talk about that on a pretty consistent basis. But yeah, as a whole, we have it's a certain statistic. I think we win 91% of the games that we play in that we have won the turnover battle. So that statistic right there just shows you how important winning that turnover battle is.
Andrew Destin?
Sorry, I was muted there, Nick. Question, obviously, you're yourself a defensive player, but a guy like Jahan is drawing a lot of attention, and rightfully so, for what he did against Maryland. From a leadership perspective and just kind of the respect he gathers from teammates like yourself, what's kind of, not necessarily your opinion on Jahan, but him as a player, him as a teammate, what's it like interacting with him on a day-to-day basis?
Yeah. First and foremost, I'm definitely glad he's on our team for sure. He's a special player. His work ethic is something that I think is consistent throughout, kind of just my, relationship with him and just seeing him throughout the facility and stuff like that. He's always in there. He's getting extra work. I think he's really detailed in what he does. As a person, he's, just a regular guy, awesome dude, funny guy, really cool to hang around with. But yeah, no, I can't speak, more highly of Jahan. I'm just super excited for him and happy for him, and glad that he's finally really getting the recognition that he deserves, because he is a very special player.
Tyler?
Yeah, I was actually going to go right to Jahan as well, who we just spoke with. You've seen him, you've known him for a long time, coming in as the same freshman class. Two different things here. Physically, how have you seen him develop? And then mentally, has he changed much? Has he still the same guy that you enrolled with a few years ago? We'd love some perspective on both those aspects.
Yeah, physically, I think he just continues to, as far as getting bigger, getting stronger, faster. He's impressive. His play is really impressive. Mentally, not much has changed with John. He's the same kind of guy. Like I said before, funny dude, joking around, always a great time to hang around with. But I think, as far as the mentality aspect, like with the game, it seems like, with a lot of guys, as we continue to grow in our years here, we just continue to get more focused each and every year, and continue to have goals as a team and goals for ourselves.
Joe Smeltzer.
Nick, what are your memories of the last time Michigan came to Happy Valley in that whiteout game 2 years ago?
Yeah, the first thing that jumps to my mind for sure would be when they ended up having to call a timeout on the first play of the game. That was pretty crazy. Pretty cool to see it. So I don't think I've ever seen anything like that happen. At the start of a game before. So that's something right away that jumps out to me.
Andrew Destin.
One last question about Jahan. For you guys on defense, Nick, when you're facing them in practice, I know not specific to your position, obviously on the line versus guys in the secondary, but what makes him for defenses such a matchup problem? Why is he so special from your viewpoint on the offensive end?
Yeah, I just think it's just how what's the word? He's like a Swiss Army knife, I guess you could say. There's so many different things you can do with him. Whether he's out wide, he's in the slot, throw him in the backfield, motion. I mean, he does, just about anything. And his skill set, he can literally do anything on the field. And I think with that, it's just it's a nightmare for defenses, with the matchups and stuff.
Joseph Giuliano.
Nick, your defense had another strong game in the red zone. What is the performance of the defense throughout the season? How has that grown in confidence with the way you guys play defense in the red zone?
Yeah, I think it's a mentality as a whole that we have. Obviously, we're trying to be as physical as we can be, trying to be as fast as we can be. And just playing together as a whole has something we kind of really took upon ourselves, and just playing in the framework of our defense too. Everybody doing their jobs, and we know trusting everybody. If everybody's going to do their jobs, we're going to make plays, we're going to make stops. And I think a mentality as a whole that we have as a defense as a whole has really helped us, not let teams score.
Tyler.
Hey, on Saturday, James Franklin after the game said he felt like Jaquan Brisker and Jair Brown are maybe the best safety tandem in college football. You've seen a few Penn State defenses now. Do you feel like having those two next to each other at the safety position has taken this defense to the next level? And how does that kind of get reflected on game day and on the practice field?
Yeah, those two guys are special players. I think right now, of all the football I've played, I don't think that I've had a better secondary behind me. And that goes for, corners, everybody from Joey to Tariq to Tig to Jaquan. Everybody in that back end is special players. And with that too, everybody, especially Tig and, Jaquan back there, they're leaders back there too. So that not only, helps their play, but helps others play. And it's definitely special having those two back there.
Alexis.
Would you be able to go more into depth about what you just talked about with the cornerback play and the secondary as a whole? How does them doing their jobs and locking down like on their, whether it's man, whether it's zone, locking down on their assignments, how does that help you do your job in the defensive end?
Yeah. Obviously if they're locking up those receivers, it gives us more time to get to the quarterback. As a whole, we want to help them out though, and get to the quarterback as quick as we can and force throws early. But with guys like that we have behind us back there, just locking dudes up all the time, it just helps us, give us that much more time to get to the quarterback.
Tyler.
Last one for me, Nick. Curtis Jacobs is a guy who seems to be really hitting his stride a bit here in his first season as a starter. Are you able to kind of give us a diagnosis on what he's bringing to the defense right now and maybe where it can go from here, considering it's only his second college year?
Yeah. Yeah, no, like you said, Kurt's a really, he's a really young player still. He's got a ton of great energy. He's flies around. He's got no regard for his body. He, you see him, watching games, you just see him flying around all over the place. and you could continue to see him get better each and every week too. He's a special player. Great guy to be around, and is an awesome teammate.
We got time for one more if you have one, Alexis.
Nick, looking back at your college career as a whole so far, what are you most impressed with yourself about, just coming back from injuries and getting to the point where you are now? What have you learned about yourself the most?
Yeah. I think as a whole is just, just never giving up, always, staying true to myself, not for myself, but for my teammates, for my family, just continuing to work as hard as I possibly can each and every day. And I think that's something that I'll never have any regrets, that I know, whether, it's a Monday when we're just watching film or whether it's out there on Saturday, I'm going to give everything I have every single time that I step into that building or I'm on the field. So I think with that, it's, just continuing to give everything I have and just never giving up and just always working as hard as I possibly can is something that I'm pretty happy about.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. And thank you, Nick, for your time. We appreciate it.
Thank you, everybody.